You don't need to be taken away from here sooner than your time for something that can be detected and treated, and then you go along your merry way.
It was the early detection that saved me.
You know, people can kid themselves. They can say, it's not going to happen to me, I don't have symptoms, there's no need for me to do it, I'll do it next year. There's always a lot of excuses to not do it.
Screening for colorectal cancer, an easy step to save your life.
Colorectal cancer kills over 55,000 Americans every year. The disease, however, is highly preventable or curable as long as it's caught early by screening. With widespread screening, we could reduce the death rate from this cancer by over 50%. I don't know of any other disease that kills so many Americans where one can make that statement.
I always perceive colon cancer as a man's disease.
That's a common misconception. Colon cancer strikes women at equal frequency to men. Therefore, women should be screened for colon cancer just as men.
Screening for colon cancer means detecting the disease before any symptoms develop. If you wait until patients have symptoms, it may be too late.
The risk for colon cancer doubles with each decade after the age of 50.
All men and women over the age of 50 are at risk for colorectal cancer and should be screened. There are several methods available. Talk to your doctor or health professional to decide which one is best for you. Some people have a higher than normal risk for this disease, a family history of colorectal cancer or polyps, for example, or a personal history of inflammatory bowel disease. These people should be screened at a younger age. Why?
Screening saves lives.
I had a pushy daughter, and she says to me, "Gee, Ma, this is something that you really need to do. It's curable if detected early. It's one of the easiest curable cancers that there is."
The two principal screening methods are fecal alcohol blood testing, or a test for hidden blood in the stool, and flexible sigmoidoscopy, which is the examination of the lower part of the bowel by using a lighted tube.
I had the flexible sigmoidoscopy. It's a pretty simple exam, and it's a real crucial one.
A flexible sigmoidoscopy is a screening exam of the lower 2 feet of the colon, usually performed in the doctor's office.
This is the area where most of the polyps and tumors arise. The physician will give the patient a preparation to clean the lower portion of the bowel, then pass a lighted scope into the bowel and examine the lining very, very carefully.
When he completed the exam, he says, "Everything looks fine, you know, you're good to go. I'll see you again in 5 years." And with that, I felt a great deal of relief, a great weight lifted, even though I never considered even having colon cancer.
Even when the tests are negative, you should be screened regularly. Patients over the age of 50 should have yearly stool tests for hidden blood. They should have a flexible sigmoidoscopy at 5-year intervals and continue this because colon polyps develop very slowly over the years.
I went to my internist, and he told me I was approaching 50, and it was time to get screened for colon cancer. I kind of looked at him funny because that kind of stuff was just not on my radar scope. I was feeling good, didn't have any problems.
Robert had a colonoscopy, a procedure that allowed his doctor to examine the entire colon.
I was able to watch the procedure on television, and about 2/3 of the way through it, the doctor said he saw a small polyp. And, you know, for a second, that was a very, very frightening prospect.
When the doctor came out, he kind of reassured us almost immediately that it was good that that Robert got scoped, that they took the polyp right out while the procedure was being done. And he said, "I really don't think you have anything to worry about."
A non-cancerous polyp is the stage before cancer develops. This is very good news. It is non-cancerous, and removing it prevents the development of cancer.
He sent it out for biopsy, and in, I guess, a couple of weeks, we heard back that it was just a benign polyp, and I feel a lot better knowing that I've gone through it and that the risk for me for the foreseeable future is minimal.
Over time, and this can be 5 or 10 years, the polyp can become malignant. Removal of the polyp before it becomes malignant is a crucial step in preventing the development of colon cancer. And that is why we advocate regular screening.
When I reach 50, I'll get one too.
It was colonoscopy which determined that I had cancer.
Ted had had heart surgery. When he developed fatigue a year later, he assumed it was a heart problem, but his doctor recommended screening for colorectal cancer.
If I had delayed colonoscopy, which was the procedure which established I had cancer, it could have become much worse, perhaps beyond being operable, perhaps life-threatening. It never reached that point.
When colon cancer is diagnosed at an early stage, such as in stage 1, the chance of cure may be as high as 90% or even higher. If it is diagnosed in stage 4, the chance of cure is virtually nil. In fact, the chance of surviving 5 years is only about 5%.
That which might otherwise have developed into a very major colon cancer situation was caught very early. Therefore, surgery was relatively easy and recovery was very quick.
Regular screening leads to early detection, and early detection of colorectal cancer leads to much better survival. We know that lifestyle has a lot to do with colon cancer development.
Studies show that healthy lifestyles are associated with a lower risk for colorectal cancer. Eat plenty of vegetables, fruit, and high-fiber foods, and avoid foods that are high in fat. Drink alcohol only in moderation, don't smoke, and exercise regularly.
It's particularly difficult to have the responsibility of sitting by the bedside of a patient and the family members to discuss with them the serious nature of an incurable tumor, when I know that if the screening had occurred at an early stage, that patient could have been saved.
If you don't do it for yourself, you have a wife who you love or children who you love, do it for them.
It's a comfort to me, and to know that she'll be around for a while to watch my baby grow. So that's nice. And I'm glad she did it.
For more information on colorectal cancer, talk to your doctor or health professional, or call the American Digestive Health Foundation at 800-668-5237. This video is produced by the American Digestive Health Foundation's Digestive Health Initiative, with support from an unrestricted educational grant from Kellogg Company. Additional support was provided by Olympus America, Incorporated. The American Digestive Health Foundation is a cooperative effort of the American Gastroenterological Association and the American Society for Gastrointestinal Endoscopy.